Welcome back to day 4 of our 7-day watercolor fruit series. Today we are painting kiwi slices. With their vibrant green centers, fuzzy skin and striking black seeds, they are a joy to capture in watercolor. We will keep the steps simple and satisfying, perfect for a relaxed painting session. So grab your supplies and let's bring these refreshing fruits to life on our paper. For paints, I'm going to use the Daler-Rowney Aquafine 48 half pan set. This set has a beautiful collection of shades to paint all kinds of watercolor subjects. The set also comes with a size 4 round brush, which is a perfect size to get started with painting. Today we are going to use a couple of shades of yellows and a few greens such as sap green, olive green and hooker's green. We will also use a few shades of brown. For exact shade names, please check description box below, where I've also shared a link to this set. For brushes, I'm going to use the Princeton Velvet Touch Round Brush series in sizes 6 and 4 to paint larger areas, and long round 4 and 1 for detailing. For mixing paints, I'm going to use some ceramic palettes that I have handy with me, but you can also use the mixing tray of your palette. For paper, I'm going to use the Canson XL Watercolour paper, which is 140 pounds and it is in the size 9 by 12. I have cut down these sheets into smaller sizes to use them for painting the fruits. The paper has a beautiful texture and I absolutely love it for layering and wet-on-wet watercolor techniques. To clean my brushes, I'm going to use a tissue paper or a kitchen towel. We are also going to need 2 cups of clean water to rinse our brushes and to apply layers of clean water wherever we are going to do some wet-on-wet techniques. We are also going to need a pencil and an eraser for sketching purposes, and a masking tape if you're using a loose sheet of paper like me to tape down your paper and hold it firmly, but this is completely optional. Let's begin with a simple pencil sketch. I'm keeping the shapes loose and rounded, nothing too precise. You can pause here if you would like to sketch it out before we start painting. I'm going to lighten my pencil marks before I begin coloring. Let's begin by mixing some colors ahead of time. I'm going to mix some sap green, and to it I'm going to add almost equal amount of lemon yellow to get a fresher looking green. I'm going to keep the paint runny and flowing. Next, I'm going to mix an extremely light wash of lemon yellow, to which I'm going to add a hint or a drop of green to get a soft lemony green. So these are the 2 shades that we will use to paint the initial washes of all the kiwi slices. Using my size 6 round brush, I'm going to apply a wash of clean water onto the surface of the first kiwi slice. And then I'm going to load my brush with the lemony yellow light wash and apply it gently onto the surface of the first slice and allow it to blend on the wet surface. While applying this wash, make sure to keep the center portion slightly lighter than the area around it. Kiwis are light colored in the very core of the fruit, so let's try to capture that in our illustration. I'm going to repeat the same steps for the second slice as well. Once the initial washes are in place, apply a layer of the same wash once again on the outer ring portion of both the slices. Blend everything nicely. Take your own sweet time to build the layers. Then we will move on to the fresher shade of green we mixed earlier and apply it on the outer ring portion and allow the color to bleed naturally. At all times we will keep the center as is and allow the first light wash to see through. Do not apply the darker shades anywhere near the center. Next, I'm going to take just a bit of sap green onto my brush and dab it gently along the sides of the kiwi slices. The darker green will softly blend into the previous light layers. I'm going to repeat the exact same steps for the other slice as well. Wherever you think the color is just sitting on one place, use a moist brush to blend the colors evenly. I have also drawn a third slice in the bottom area of my paper, so I'm also going to keep painting that simultaneously and show you all the three slices in the end. And then comes the fun part, to add in the texture on the surface of all the slices. For doing this, I'm going to use a thick mix of sap green with a hint of yellow in it, and using my size 4 long round brush, I'm going to draw quick strokes that are coming in the outward direction. When you do these strokes, don't forget to leave an imaginary circle around the light colored center portion. Make sure the strokes are extremely thin and pointy. Avoid drawing thick strokes. Go slowly around in a circular or oval shape and continue drawing the strokes. Feel free to move your paper around to get uniform strokes. One tip is to hold your brush in an upright manner such that the brush tip is perpendicular to the surface of the paper. Repeat the same steps for the rest of the slices if you are painting multiple slices like me. Once the strokes have dried, we will paint the seeds. For that, I have mixed some dark brown into black paint. Using my pointed long round brush, I'm going to gently stipple some dots on top of the strokes. Make sure the dots are not perfect circles. We want the seeds to look organic and imperfect. Again, make sure to leave the center portion of the kiwi and slowly go around it. I went ahead and finished painting seeds on the rest of the kiwi slices as well, and the moment you add these seeds, the kiwi slices really start looking realistic and natural, and I think they add a beautiful texture on the surface. Now let's come to painting the brown skin of the kiwis. For that I'm mixing some raw umber and a bit of black to get a slightly darker mix of brown that is not very deep and saturated. Then wet the surface of the outer skin with clean water and drop in the same brown color and allow it to spread. Slowly build up the layers and drop in a slightly darker shade as well. Keep blending everything gently with small brush strokes and dabs. Slowly go around the slices to paint the peel that's peeking softly around the slice. To do this, I'm using the pointed tip of my size 4 long round brush. And that's a wrap on our kiwi painting. Peeling off the tape is always such a satisfying moment. Those clean edges really bring the whole piece together. I hope you enjoyed painting these vibrant slices with me today. If you did, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next fruit in this watercolor series. You can also check out the other juicy fruits we have already painted in this series, such as oranges, pears and watermelon. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.